Wait.
Yeah.
This right here.
Oh yeah, that's cool. With a face.
Isn't it?
That's cool.
Yeah, just like three different objects.
Hmm. The Taurus, the monkey, Suzanne, and a
Yes.
cylinder. Nice, cool.
What is the monkey called?
Suzanne. This is like an
The,
Easter egg in Blender. Every other software, 3D software, has a teapot, and Blender has Suzanne.
oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
but I like that. Maybe that's cool. We will also have a special monkey, yeah, session.
Nice. Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. So we learned how to move, how to navigate, how to scale, how to rotate, how to delete, and how to add. What can we do today more? Okay. So let's talk maybe about this things here. Let me delete that. Let's talk about these things. So these are spaces basically, just like spaces. Haha. You have different kind of predefined spaces which Blender comes with. So it basically tries to please all the needs for that specific thing. So layout is just like a canvas, yeah. So in the middle you have your 3D viewport, and then you have here your tools and stuff, and on the right you have some menus. We talked just about the overlay and the gizmo. These are like yeah, just viewport specific things. For example, I could turn off the floor or the right or the axes, and maybe open up statistics and so on. So this is just like the overlays, but more importantly, we have also other spaces, for example UV editing. This is something we will talk about later again, so this is a bit more advanced, but just so you know, there are different working spaces predefined. The cool thing is that Blender is really customizable. So if you go with your mouse to the right corner here, and you can see the corners are a bit rounded, and if you go with,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but are you recording the session because it doesn't appear
yeah,
to me?
I'm recording.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. So if you go with your mouse to these corners, right, you can see them. They are really rounded, so the UI corners are rounded. Um, Basically, you can distinguish between one window and another. So also, if you go to the header, it should like light up. I don't know if you can see it, but it turns up a bit to be, yeah, bright grayish. Anyway, so this whole thing in the middle, let me mark this. This is the 3D viewport, right? And then we have another window here. This here is like your scene manager. Let me check out what's the name. It's called Outliner. So this is like something in Photoshop. If you had like a cube here, it would appear here, right? So you have it once in the 3D viewport, but you also have it in the outliner. And also you can create here something called collections. So the collections are like groups. You can put things into each other, you can put collections into other collections, and so on. And the outliner is really neat because you can use this Trichter, I don't know English term for that, but you can toggle on and off some features. In that case, maybe you could turn on the camera. This is for later again. If you are going to render something, you could turn it off, but you can also hide stuff, for example, just by clicking on the eye. Or you could select your cube again, and the shortcut for hiding is H for hide, and unhide is Alt H. But Alt H is going to unhide everything. So, again, yeah, sorry, that was a bit too much information again. So we have another window down here. This window is really important to me because in my other courses, whenever I was talking about preferences or settings, I'm talking about this section. You can see there are a lot of icons, right? Like a DSLR, like a printer, photos, objects, like a planet, a cube, and so on. So all these things, all these icons have names, right? And you can see also the names by just going on them or clicking on them, and then it should tell you what it is, right? So this one here is the render properties, where you can change render engines, but doesn't matter now. This is like the output properties, where do I save stuff, and so on. This is the word settings, and so it's really an important section that will really make us our lives easier if we can, you know, when I'm saying, okay, go to the render settings, you know, okay, I have to go here and not up here. I have to go to the material settings, I go here and not up here. So this part is really important. And the last thing, again, I wanted to talk actually about is that between all these windows, you can see when you go with your mouse between them, it's rounded. And this means that now you can click with left click and drag another window out, okay? And now you have two windows of the same 3D viewport, but if you go to here, here, you can then click on the icon and you get like a drop down menu, and this is a list of everything that Blender comes with, okay? So maybe I wanted this to be an dope sheet, you know, for animation or a timeline, or maybe I just want it to be a node editor, so like this, and I can now change the shading and textures and so on. Okay, and I could add as many windows as I like to, and I can also close them again by just going here to the corner and hold, and then drag the window into another window. So usually this shouldn't make any trouble, but sometimes people have difficulties to close them again. If you really have a situation where you made something like this, so that you really dragged out a lot of you know, windows, and you don't know how to close them again, you can go up to these sections here, to these spaces, and you see I'm in the layout space and I destroyed it totally. So you can right click on it and delete the layout, and you go to the next one automatically, and now you want to bring it back by just going here to the plus and then general and then layout, and it's now here. And if you would like to bring it back to the front, you just have to right click and then reorder to front. Okay, so I think this section is called header, where these spaces are. Let's maybe make something together, because I think this is not modeling what we are, by the way, doing right now. Okay, this is just really adding basic shapes, okay, and scaling up and moving them around. So maybe let's try to make a car for now. So let's just add like a cube, and then let's scale it. And I would suggest maybe to go in X direction, maybe elongate it a bit. So in that case, you could either open your sidebar menu by pressing N, and then you could change the dimensions in X, or you could press S and then X and then 2, or maybe S, X and 3. So it's you know, 2 times 3, so it's 6 meters. I know it's really huge, but doesn't matter, we don't have scale here to compare with other objects. Let's maybe add another cube, and then we can bring it up manually and maybe scale it a bit in Y, so that we have something like this, and bring it a bit more forward, and also scale it again here, right? And let's also add some wheels. So in this case I would use a cylinder, and the cylinder is at first like this, so let's rotate it, and you can rotate it just like that. Maybe let's use the tool here. Okay, and if you hold control while you're rotating, you can see on the left top, if you pay attention, there should be like a snapping system, and you can see the degree numbers. So let's do this, and then
what do you hold for that to happen? Control. Okay.
Yeah. So if you hold control, it's a snapping. So it's going in it's going into 5 degrees steps. It's not going to be something like 743.3 degrees or so. It's always 5 degree steps. So let's make it a bit smaller, bring it here. And then now we learn something new. You can duplicate an object either by going here to objects when you have selected it, and then you can click on duplicate objects, and you can also see the shortcut. So the shortcut is Shift D, and once you press that, the object is copied and it's going to be moved around. So don't press anything yet. So left click would confirm and right click would cancel. In this case, cancel means it's not gone, but it's going to be at the same place you copied it from. So just let's maybe press X and then bring it a bit to the back. And now let's copy both by selecting them first both, and then Shift D and then Y, and then bring it over here. So this is like our very first rough model. Looks a bit like those toys out of wood that you had as a baby. Did you manage to get something similar in shape?
Still working on it.
Okay.
The same.
You can also go creative, right? So you could maybe add an exhaust by adding more cylinders. Now it's your turn a bit. Basically, I'm giving here just tips, and now try it out for yourself. If you have problems, tell me and I'll help you. So we have here something like this. It's a super cool car with 2 exhausts, probably pushing out a lot of bad gases. Or maybe it's a tractor or something, right? So just like this. Okay, tell me your progress. How is it going?
I did the first car.
Show me, share it.
Oh, I have a different screen, but
Ah, okay.
I guess I can do this.
Alright. Ah, cool, nice.
I do have one question left.
Yeah.
How do we scale objects in each axis at the same time? Usually it's shift, like in Photoshop or anything like.
No. It's just if you wanted to scale at once, just press S. It's then all sides together.
Yes, all right.
So you should be proud. This is your very first model, and I know it's really simple and basic, but this is the start. Don't worry. So I have this big trailer here. I don't know what you have. Maybe it's a cool trailer. Maybe let me add more stuff. Maybe it's a hidden tank actually. So it has like this, and then you can be so creative here. So this is also what I was talking about, sketching and blocking out. What we are doing here is not just like a fun exercise, and it's not just children's stuff, but basically also real work modeling is always starting with something like that. You are not going to model everything at the start with the same precision you want it to have or be. So this is called blocking out. So you're just exploring shapes, bringing stuff around where it should be, so that you can basically make your model based on that. So, oops. So as you can see, now
We can't see your screen. I don't know if
Oh,
we're
I'm sorry.
supposed.
I'm sorry. I forget that always. Remind me, please. So, yeah. So exactly. That was what I was talking about, the tank, right? So I just added here a circle and a sphere, sorry, and 2 tubes, and just rotated them, and so I have like a tank, and maybe it has also a missile on it. I don't know, just like this. You can be really creative when you are blocking out stuff like this. And then maybe it has also some fins. Ah, I forgot one thing. Maybe this is really important to understand also. You know how to navigate, right? So that you can basically turn around your stuff. But another thing is that we have specific perspectives, right? So you can, if you have a numpad, press on 1, right? And it goes to the front view, and you can see that here. It's written up here in which view you are. Sorry, I want to turn it off. So it tells you I'm in the front view, and if I press like 3 on my numpad, now I'm in the right orthographic view. 7 I would watch from top, and so on. And these are orthographic views. It means I don't have any perspective. This is really handy if you are going to model from reference, from blueprints, or from a picture. So it's really flat, so you don't have any perspective. If I just move my mouse, I go into perspective mode, and now you can see that those lines have a perspective. And maybe, how can I tell you what is a perspective? Maybe like this. You can see this cube is really tall, but if I go from here, I don't see it, right? Because I don't have any perspective, basically. Even if it was here, I would just think it's maybe a plane. But as soon as I have a perspective, I can see it has depth. So this is the difference. And I can do also the same instead of using the numpad. Again, if the numpad is not there yet for you, if you don't have a keyboard yet, you can use the gizmo. So just press on Y, X, and Z, and this way you have the different directions. And obviously you don't have just top, front, and right, but also back, left, and down, or bottom. And this is basically the same shortcuts, 1, 3, and 7, but you just have to hold Control to do that. And you can also see that you can do the same with the gizmo, but I really try to encourage you using the shortcuts. It's much faster and easier to work with than always to go up here and find my view and then move and so on. So try to really use them.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When I click an object and I'm, for example, rotating or doing something with it, is it possible to still like move the from where I'm looking, like using the zoom, or is it impossible?
So once you are in a tool, okay, so I'm like moving, but when I'm now trying to zoom, it doesn't work. If I try to move, it doesn't also work because I'm using another shortcut from the tool, right? So basically you have to adjust your view before you are doing something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can show my nice pickup truck.
Yeah,
Right.
come on, show me. I just want, I just want you to really explore stuff and play around right now.
Yeah,
Oh, I like the details, man.
the light, right?
Yeah,
I'm setting it.
it's an old Toyota.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool. You could also add like another cylinder between the wheels, then
For the for the rim. What do you
yeah,
mean?
that, and also like the connection. You
Ah,
could just
yes.
copy one of the cylinders and then scale it a bit, and then put it in between.
Yeah. I got you.
I got one question. When you
Yeah,
turn things around, like the way he's doing at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
is there like a shortcut just to be within the angles, like 45 degrees, 90 degrees, so
You
that
just you just type it. So you
it?
press R.
So okay.
You
So,
just
but
Mhm.
yeah, sorry.
You just pressed R, for example, and then the direction. In this case, let's say it's X or Y, whatever, and then
Yeah.
just type the degree number. So RX45. That's why the shortcuts are handy. You can just type RX45. Try it out.
Okay, wait. R X 45, and then enter or no?
No. Okay. You have first to select the object you want to move. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now you press on R, so you have the rotation shortcut, right?
Wait. Sorry.
Maybe can you share your screen? That would be easier if I see what you are doing.
Yeah, okay. So, mm, okay.
Yeah, so now you have selected the object, right? So selection is glowing orange, it's selected. Now you
Yeah.
can press R, the shortcut.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see the shortcut is activated because you have this line. Do you see
The
that?
white,
No,
the white line.
No, I mean the black dotted line to your mouse.
Ah,
So
yeah.
it's-
Okay.
So if you use your mouse right now, you can turn it
Turn
and
it.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Mm-hmm.
Let's now tell it I want to rotate it around Y. So just press Y
Mm-hmm.
and now type 90, for example. And
Ah,
now enter
okay.
and it's done. Or left click.
Okay.
Another thing that is really cool, if you press again R, and now just watch the very bottom of Blender. Blender tells you like all the shortcuts that are like working with this tool. You can see that on
Okay.
the bottom. Confirm,
Mhm.
left click, cancel, X, and so on.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay.
Tried making an F1 car.
Oh, cool! Show me. But,
Okay,
but
I don't know.
did you cheat? Oh, cool!
No.
That's nice. Because
I tried with the front, so I
Yeah.
did the Taurus and I just deleted it.
it's cool. Yeah, okay, you cheated a bit because you used because you used edit mode. This is not yet allowed. This is for next week.
Okay.
But it's okay. You're already a bit advanced. More people. Come on.
I got a question.
Yes.
How do I get the origin circle back into the very center?
Ah,
Maybe you
cool.
said it, but
Yeah. No, I didn't say it. But can you maybe share your screen so everyone sees?
I'm on a different device, so I cannot share my.
All right. I share my screen. One moment. Okay. So the problem he has is that he moved this one, right? This.
Yeah.
Okay. And now he wants it to be back at the first position. It was like almost here or something. So there's either you go to object again and then you go to set origin and then no, not set origin, sorry. Let me see. To find the right menu is a bit hard because I'm really shortcut heavy. Transform. Okay, let's do it this way. I mean, the shortcut is anyway really important. I type it just down. It's Shift. I hope you see it. Plus S. Okay. Shift plus S. No. Oh, yeah. Shift plus S, and then you get like this pie menu, and there you can say cursor to world origin. This is the left bottom option. Do you see that?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it goes back.
So I tried to make doors.
Oh, okay, cool. I see. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. More. Anyone else wanna share what they did so far? Okay, if not, I'm going to show you one more thing. Okay, so let me delete everything else. Okay, one more thing I wanna show you for today, and then we are done, is how to give these blocks a very simple material, not for rendering but just for the viewport. Okay, so as I told you, we have like here different settings. For now we will just focus on this little guy here. This is the material properties, and if you select an object, in this case this cube, and if you press here on the settings, you get like this empty window, and then just click on new. Now you gave your cube a material. It looks really overwhelming. There are a lot of settings, but you can just close, in this case, surface for now, because we are not going to change anything there. You just drag down and then go to viewport display. This means basically how it looks in your viewport, in your 3D viewport. So let's give it like a greenish color and also make it metallic and reflective, maybe too metallic, I don't know. Yeah, so basically I gave now my cube a very, very basic material. This material is only for my viewport, it's not going to render. So I can go a few steps back so that I have my tank, missile, truck, whatever. And this way I could give everything a material. I could also name the material, so I could name this one here tank bubble. And then I close the surface and then give it like this greenish color and then a metallic. And the roughness basically controls here how shiny it is, right? So metallic 1 is metal, metallic 0 it's not metal, and roughness tells you how shiny this is going to be. So I could make like something like a really basic military color here. And I could select my other objects now, and for example I could go here and then click on this drop down and then use my tank bubble. Now this has the same color. And I could also go to the properties here and hold my left button and drag this icon. Okay, this is the material I'm dragging, and just drag and drop on other stuff. Okay, and now I could create one for the tires, maybe making them a bit dark and black, and then just like this I give them the material. On this side I can't delete because I'm a bit lazy, don't wanna go to drag the material again. And this way I have very basic materials, right? Any problems with that? Did it work for everyone?
No, actually not. So
Okay.
how do you?
Okay, let
So-
me see. Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man.
So for example, let's take all of it.
No, you have to select one object first. Okay, so
Just one?
yeah.
Okay.
And now you create a material, just click on new. So what you see on the top in this window where it says material, right? You can see also a plus sign on the right. This is called a material slot. You can add more materials to one object. So one object can have many materials, but we talk about that in the later session. But for now, this is your material. Now you can close the surface because we don't need that for now.
Which one?
There's like a drag down menu like called surface.
Oh, this
yeah,
one. Yeah.
exactly. And now you open viewport display, right? Because we are just trying to give it a color in the viewport, not for rendering. This is like,
And then
Mhm.
and then I just okay,
Yeah,
that's it.
just like
Okay.
that. And now if you want this green color on another view, you can just drag it from the slot to another view. You can see there is like this small circle icon on the top. A bit.
This one?
No, go a bit to the top. No. This
This?
one more below. Yeah, this one. Now if you drag that, perfect.
Okay.
So you can just like this drop it on other things.
Okay, got it.
How do I select more objects if I want to give the same color to a lot of objects at the same time? Because when I do it with shift, it just
Okay.
does so for the...
This has a special shortcut.
Oh, right.
Let me show. This is, this is stuff I want to save for later actually, but I'm going to show it later again anyway. So let's say, let me make everything again like this. Okay, I cannot undo anymore. Alright, so let's say I have so many things and I'm really lazy. I don't want to drop it one by one. So one thing is I can select everything. By the way, you can select everything by just pressing A, or just once A, and Alt A is deselecting everything. It's a bit different than other software, just A. and you have selected everything. Now the concept I was talking about, active selection, is important. I want the color of this object, so it has to be the active selection. And now if I press Control L, I get a menu. This is called Make Links. And now I can press on materials, and everything has the same material. So the shortcut here, let me clear my board, is Control plus L, and then you click on material. I'm sorry for my handwriting. Did it work?
Yes, perfectly.
Perfect. That's cool. Okay, another way to give your objects in the viewport, I'm just really talking about what's going on here. Oops, sorry. What's going on here, okay, is that you go over here. We have again menus, and these are the not render properties, but you have like render overlays. Okay, so render overlays, and we have different modi, and one of them, which is the default one, is called viewport shading. This is how it looks basically right now. The other one is wireframe. We will talk about that in modeling, in our modeling section. We have also render options and so on, but this is all not interesting to us right now. We just go to this white circle, which tells us it's in the solid mode. So another word for this is a solid mode. So basically no textures, no nothing. In this case, it's just a color that we chose ourselves by giving it a material. But we could also, let me hide that. We could also, when we are in solid, open this arrow here, and then we have here different things. So under Studio, if you click on that, and let me maybe delete all the materials, if I knew how. Maybe like this. Okay, so let me delete the material, so that's basically again like it was. So here I can choose different kind of lighting or materials, whatever, and you can see it's really helpful if you are modeling, that you can see different parts better. And we can do even more. So to even see the edges or curvature and cavities better of a model, you can also activate something like cavity. Now you can see all the geometries being really good highlighted, and you could change it to both. So it's really now dropping a shadow, and it looks better. It's not how it would look on a render, but for working it's really helpful. And the other thing is we can also go to Matcap, for example, and here we have like, again, this is basically like what we did for our material, but it's predefined, so we don't have to do it for everything once, one by one. So this is like a metallic matcap, so that you could see if you had any curvature, let's say here like this. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm not used to the shortcuts when I'm on left click. So if you had something like this, right, that you could really see the material or the light on the edges. Okay, so this matcap would really help to see that. But we have also like something like this. This is helpful if you are talking about normal maps. We have also weird stuff that's, I think, telling you where is the top. So everything that is always dark is basically from your view the bottom. So in this case this would be like top. And yeah, there's just a lot of things you can drop on your objects just for the viewport. The last option is here just flat, and then you could, if you had textures on it, just see the textures, or you could just press on random, and everything that is a single object will get you know, just another color. So if I'm copying this sphere, it's always getting a new color. let's maybe talk now about the homework we will have for next week. So the homework is basically two parts. The first part is I want you to make a small PDF in DNA H4 and in landscape, in which you name all the different sections of Blender that we learned today. So maybe I can show you. I've created here a basic basic demo, if I find the PDF here. So please have a cover with your name and stuff and description and the task, and then you can have like a screenshot of the viewport, and then you can highlight the different things we talked about, right? We had the tool section, for example, we had like this header bar and so on, and name the stuff. Okay, even if we didn't talk maybe about all these icons, you can just go with your mouse over them and then just wait for a second, and then it will tell you the names. This task is really important so that we have a better communication in the future when we are really modeling and you have questions and I tell you, okay, go there, go to the object properties, and you know exactly what I want from you to do. And the other homework, or the second part of the homework, is basically what you just did with the car, but try to make something more complex. I don't know, try to make a cool house or a tower, or maybe a street, you know, with many houses and cars and stuff, and just use the primitive shapes and scale and rotate and move them. I know it's a bit limiting still because you don't know how to move just a certain part, but just in general. Just do that, and then save the Blender files and upload them to a Google Drive I've prepared for you. Any questions?
So we can use the model we just made as
The starting point.
Starting point.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. So, and we will just really briefly then look out or check out the models next week, or the scenes next week, go through them. I don't know if you were in a course or seminar by Großhans, so I'm basically really stealing his way of doing homework, but I think it's a really good way, so that we check out the homework together and see what the other people did, so it's really good inspiration and motivation.